everybody, and have a seat. We are going to do a little segment today called Use What You Got. I've been seeing these beads all over Instagram and the internet and things, and they're pretty expensive. So I looked around my house to see what I had to make something like it. And today I'm going to show you how I did this. So today what we have to use is a glue gun, a nail, one of these twist tie bread things, some scissors, and some rope from the 99-cent store or Dollar Tree, and I had some leftover air dried clay. So that's all you need. Okay. So to start, you're going to want to cut the clay to the thickness of whatever you want for your beads. And from what I've seen online, they're kind of big. You can make whatever size you want, but I'm going to make these a little thicker to match the ones that I've already made. So I'll just cut that in half, and then I'm going to just eyeball it and cut these into sections, and use the one I cut before to use as a measuring tape so that I can get them all the same size, just about. Doesn't matter if it's a little off, because of the style nowadays, everything kind of looks handmade, a little imperfect, so you can do this part however you like. So pretty easy. I'll just get each one going in a semi ball. And really you can do any shape you want. And then with a nail, you're going to want to put a hole into each one, and that's what you're going to thread the rope through later on. So just make a hole, and then I smooth out the other side and make it a little wider because this end tends to come out smaller than the other. And then just pat it down to smooth it out, or use the back of your nail or whatever you have to smooth it out. So you're going to just go through each one of these and do the same. And it took about, I want to say 2 days for this stuff to dry really well. And I got impatient and I went ahead and finished it out anyway. You can let it finish on the string, it doesn't matter. And then you're gonna want to set these aside. I put them on a piece of plastic for 2 days to dry. Once they've dried, you want to take some rope from the Dollar Tree, 99-cent store, or whatever you have in your area, and just take one of these, the end, one of these strings out of it, and then just unravel. So here's one of those strings out of the twine. And then you're going to want to save this and put this to the side because you'll need that for your tassels later. So in order to get the string through the bead, I didn't have a needle, like you may need it if you have an upholstery needle or something like that, you can use that. But what I had was this. I just needed something to attach the end of the string on in order to pull it through. So I literally just, I'll show that a little closer, opened up the twist tie and put the string in between, wrapped it down like that, and then I twisted this just a little so that the rope wouldn't come out, and then twist the top of the bread twist so that you can make sort of a little point to go through the bead. And then you're just going to feed the twist tie through the bead. If it messes up, you can just go back, twist a little tighter so that it won't unravel. And then just pull it through. And then as you go, if you get some stuff messing up like that, you can just go through and fix it. This stuff is really forgiving, and you can't really mess it up because it's not supposed to look extremely perfect. Another way to put them on is just to use a little bit of the clay to bring the end of the string together so that it won't frazzle, and then just use that without the twist tie. And you can twist it a little just so that it won't unravel on its way out. But this is after the beads have dried. If you try to do this once, if they're still wet, it's going to get caught and not come out correctly. Okay, so once you have all of them on the string, and some of these are wet, some are dry, so you can see the difference between these. You have kind of turned white, these are kind of gray. You're going to want to take the string that you pulled this one from and wrap it around your fingers. I want to say 3 times. You don't want it too thick because it'll start looking messy. But make sure the other end ends in the same point. So where you're going to cut, you're going to want to make sure those 2 ends meet. Okay. I'm just going to use my finger as a guide and cut that off. And then make another one the same length because you need 2. Cut that off. And then wrap them back around your hand so that you can measure. Kind of find the middle. And you're going to want to cut that. Okay, so I did that wrong and ended up with some pieces that I had to just remove because this should have been connected so that we can use it as the top of the tassel, but that's fine. It'll just come out a little thinner. So I ended up with 2 each instead of 3. So I'm going to take one of those sets and bend it over like that in half. And then use the end of the string I'm going to wrap this around the middle of that bunch a couple times and then fold it over. And you can leave a little space for now. You can switch that up later. I'm going to start wrapping the end of this around just to make the top of the tassel. And then I'm going to bring it around itself in order to tie it. times. Make a little knot. You can go back and cut off some of this frizzy stuff if it gets to be too much. And then I just want to make sure that the end is even. If you don't cut that off, it'll start looking way too messy. And I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue to the knot and let that dry before I cut it off. I'll do the same to this end. I'm just going to pull it, move the beads down so that it won't have too much space on that end. Now on this one I am going to make it a little closer up just because I don't want there to be too much room at the end of this. So I'm going to again take this one right in the middle, bring that string up around it. On this one I have to be a little more careful because this bead is still not dry. I don't want to put a lot of nail marks and things in it. So I wrapped around this twice. And then wrap it around itself several times. And tie a knot. And then make sure the ends of these are straight. Now with this, you also want to make sure you keep the fuzz from this string at bay because it will get embedded into your beads and make it come out looking really kind of messy. So we're going to let that dry. But basically, there you have it. These things sell online. I've seen them for up to $80. And this probably cost, I think I paid $5 for this air dry clay. I'll leave a link at the bottom for everything that I used. Again, the rope came from the Dollar Tree or the 99-cent store, depending on your area. And everything else I had, well, all of this I had at home. So these beads can be styled any way you like on a coffee table. This is a bowl that I made from cement. And this tray was also made from cement, and I just added some handles that I got from Home Depot. But they'll look nice with anything that you have on the table. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video, and leave comments below. See you on the next one.